Gents, why is it that women can't call out other women?
Do you teach femininity?
I do.
Why do you have to teach femininity?
Because women have lost it today.
How did they lose it?
Because they're trying to compete with men as men, and we've lost our femininity.
So you think femininity is just talking like this?
Absolutely not. That's not me at all.
No, you're African.
I am.
Do you know they're fierce African warrior women?
Absolutely, but they're still feminine. People do what they have to do in the time that they live to survive.
Femininity is about fighting. Females, lions, fight to the death, while the male sits back. Women and mothers, like you said, fight for their children. You said it's manly to fight. Which one is it?
Nobody is feminine 100% of the time. All I'm saying is there is a natural biology.
So is it wrong for your sons to cry if their turtle dies?
If he's a boy, that's expected. If he's a man, absolutely not.
So if a man gets punched in the face and he's
going to punch you back.
So wait, men can't cry?
I never said that.
Yes, you just did.
Are you listening?
You
No.
just said it.
I said we are not masculine 100% of the time, and we are not feminine 100% of the time.
Who's going to govern that?
The women that come to me, because you said I shouldn't be the authority. I am not the authority. I am just a mom on the internet. But women come to me because they want what I have. They see something in me that they do not see in somebody like you. And they say, you know what, Maggie, I would love to have a relationship like yours. I would love to be able to communicate like you. I would like to be able to keep my composure like you.
Now, what you just saw with Maggie was a complete travesty. That woman didn't listen to a damn thing she was trying to say. Why is it always a problem when women try to speak up for men, for femininity, for women? And today we're going to talk about it. What up, gents? Welcome to TSG Uncut. I am your host, Shaun C. If you just saw that Maggie was on this podcast and she was explaining that femininity is a necessity for women today. And this woman questioned it in a way that did not make sense, in a way that made it look argumentative. And I don't know if she did that for views or did it for her audience, but she was absolutely wrong. Maggie is absolutely correct. There's no femininity 100% of the time, and there's no masculinity 100% of the time. But there is a time and a place to do it. What Maggie was explaining is that we live in a society now with a bunch of women who do not know how to turn their masculinity off. And I'm not the one that's telling you that. They will even tell you that they have to be in their masculine. But that's not what we're going to talk about fully today. I wanted to show you that because when women, good women, try to speak up about things that need to be said, things that are right, things that are objective facts, women got a problem with it. Women like the one you saw earlier got a problem with it. So, in today's video, Feel Good Friday, I want you to see examples of women speaking up for men. Not only men, but speaking up for their men. And it's the example of the type of women that we should be looking for if we desire to have it. Listen, do me a favor, hit that like button, consider subscribing to the channel, help us get to 60,000 subscribers. And with that being said, let's get started.
Men can carry responsibility without turning that into their identity. But women have a hard time separating the two. Let me give you an example. A lot of women say, I wouldn't be in my masculine energy if that man had handled his responsibilities. Now, a lot of men will hear that and they don't hear it as effort because men aren't offended by the work. They are confused by the framing. They are confused by this identity talk that comes up when women do their responsibilities. When men do things that are traditionally feminine, right? They just do them. So if a man starts cooking, taking care of the kids, scheduling doctor's appointments, doing the everyday domestic things, that man is not going to be like, doing those things made me feminine. And if ever that man started talking like that, I promise you he's not going to expect people to clap for it because he would expect the world to tell him, yo, get yourself together. So when men hear things like, I had to become masculine, what those men are actually hearing is, yo, pressure changed who I am. And that's the part that absolutely doesn't make sense to men. Because in their mind, how can handling responsibility cause you to see yourself differently? How does that rename you? Responsibility doesn't make you an entirely different person. It just means something needed to get done and you did it. That's it.
When I was in the military, we kind of had a thought process of do your damn job. You don't need to say how you did it or why you did it. Just do it. Do your job the way you're supposed to do it. Do it with some integrity. Do it with some purpose. Women trying to tell you that they have to be in their masculine. Like, again, if a man said, I have to be in my feminine in order to wash these dishes, in order to do this, that, it don't make no sense. That woman is absolutely correct. The framing is the thing that confuses us men, because just do it. We do shit all the time, and women will be the first one to say, you don't get congratulations for that. That's what you're supposed to do. You see that right there? That's exactly what men get told all the time. We're supposed to do it. So when you're in a moment and you're supposed to be doing something, don't fucking pat yourself and give yourself a reach around because you want people to know that you did it in certain energy. You just did it. And how does doing something that you're supposed to do change the framing of how you carry yourself? It's because we are what we do. And what we're starting to see is that a lot of these women are masculine because that's just who they are. That's just who they desire to be. You don't switch back and forth all the time. You're predominantly one or the other. And there's moments where you have an energy of it. But when it comes to being feminine, you are or you aren't. And this kind of thought process goes into why men don't necessarily open up about everything with their women. Because if we told y'all the truth, ladies, every time that something was on our minds, you always be able to handle it. You would flip out. We would send you through the roof because your emotions and your fragile ass egos can't handle it. And Allison here is going to explain exactly why.
The best way to not upset a woman is don't tell her anything you think will upset her. Just don't tell her. But then you get accused of lying and concealing. And so you can't trust men to tell the truth because you guys are smarter than women think you are. A woman is like, tell me the truth. And then you tell them a truth and they don't like that truth. And they get really upset about that truth. And as a woman, because we're motivated to not upset people, they actually think that if you know how upset I am about what's true for you, you will change what's true for you.
That's not true.
Think that. But you guys are smarter than that because it's been true for you for a long time.
Right.
And there were no problems until you told her.
Right.
Yeah, easy correlation. I told you, now there's a problem.
Now there's a problem. There was no problem before I was out loud about it. There's no problem at all. And really, honest men just stop telling the truth because it's not worth it.
I mean, think about that for a second. She said, an honest man will stop telling the truth if he feels that it's not worth it. So any ladies listening, if you do not open the environment for that man to be able to speak and tell you the truth without you getting upset, without you, treating him a certain way by giving him passive aggressiveness, even the best women will do this passive aggressive ass behavior because they want you to know. And they are hoping that you feel what they feel so they can get you to acknowledge it or change your behaviors. And I'm going to tell you, for real ass men, that don't make me want to change. It makes me say, get out of your little fucking kid-like behavior, or, I'm just going to go on like nothing happened. Gents, this is a learning lesson because this is where men tend to fail. If you give in to this situation where she might act like a little child about something that you said the truth about, and you give in and you try to change your behavior because of it, you don't gain her respect because of that. You gain her respect the way you would gain respect from another man, and that's standing on principle. Hey, you're a man who is about a certain thing. Are you standing on that or not? It doesn't mean that you have to be right in every situation, but it does mean that if you have done your research, if you've done your due diligence as a man, you're going to stand on what you say. So you're not going to let her emotional outbursts change the thing that you know to be logically true.
Some this really cute video the other day of a guy unboxing the lunch that his girlfriend had made him, and he was so enthusiastic. He was like, she makes me a turkey sandwich every single day, but I love it. They're the best turkey sandwiches I've ever fucking had. I request them every day. He could not have been more appreciative. And every single one of the top comments were women shitting on him, being like, can't you make your own fucking lunch? Why doesn't she have a ring? Girlfriend, these are wifely duties. And then it's like sparking discourse in the comments of like, women, why are we doing wife things for boyfriends? How do you think you get the ring? In this era of sprinkle men or wallets, like, we have fucking lost the plot. Because straight up, what do you bring to the table? A relationship is a partnership. You should both be doing things for each other out of like the love and the goodness of your hearts.
You take things so personally, and like, I get it. It's part of our nature, but like, also, just because I say my husband's needs are my responsibility does not mean that he doesn't see meeting my needs as his responsibility, right? But I'm talking from the lens of being a woman. I'm not going to speak for a man. It's just not my role. It's my role to speak on what is true for me, which is my husband's needs are my responsibility. And people ask questions like, well, what if you're tired? What if you're stressed out? Like, what better thing do I have to do at the end of my life? Right? Say, oh yeah, I definitely am happy I neglected my husband for a decade because I was more worried about all the other things I've outsourced all my energy into so that he doesn't get the best version of me at the end of the day. He gets the worst. Like, if your marriage is that important to you, if your partner means that much to you, if you love your partner the way that you say that you do, then put your money where your mouth is, put your energy where your mouth is. And the reasons that I tell women specifically, you have to learn how to take care of yourself is so that when he comes home, you're not anxious, overwhelmed, burnt out, frustrated, and he gets that from you. It's because you're patient and you're calm and you're excited and you're joyful and you missed him and you want to be there for him and you want to welcome him home and you love watching him walk through the door and you've already got dinner made and you're just there to nurture and take care of him. Like, I see it as such an honor to be able to take care of my husband.
One of the things that we see online, gents, is that when you have women that will speak up about how great their husband is, what they do for their husband, I cook for my husband, I take care of my man, the comments, like literally just go to the comments. And there's always at least one woman who is like, well, why would you do that? Why can't he do it himself? The feminist agenda, which we're going to talk about here in a future video, I didn't want to do it yet. I wanted this video to come out first on Feel Good Friday, and then we'll talk about it next week. But the agenda of some of these women is just literally chaos. Women are so bad right now that you have a lot of women who don't even want to be friends with other women. They'd rather be friends with dudes because at least they know what they're going to get. With a woman, like, you don't know if she got the knife in your back while she's smiling in your face. You can never get to wife status if you don't do that in the beginning. A man is going to see that. That is the criteria. Gents, if a woman isn't acting in a wifely manner from the jump, if that isn't a part of who she is, then why are you wasting your time? The truth of the matter is that your woman should be glad to see you. If not, that's a problem.
You know, your husband's out at work and he's seeing whatever he's seeing. When he's coming home, you got to make sure you get up, fix yourself up, you brush your hair before he comes home. You go to the door, you open the door, and you welcome him home.
Wow.
That's number one.
That would be a great thing to have when you come home and have a woman who's looking good and she welcomes you and greets you. That would be amazing. What's more important, gents, is that we do our part and our responsibility for it. If just how we don't do certain things again, if we get the wrong response, right? Like buying your woman a rose when she actually likes tulips. When she does that and she's making a genuine effort, a good man, a real man is going to be very appreciative of it. Oh my God, thanks, babe. It's so great. Thank you. Man, you look good right now. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that woman knows your habits. If she's attuned to you like she should be, she's going to know, like, okay, I did this. Now, hey, go ahead and sit down for a little bit. I know you need to decompress. I'm going to go ahead and get this done for you. Or, I'll, just sit down for a minute and I'll go grab you something, whatever. I got some dinner made, blah, blah, blah. Dudes nowadays are even doing that for their wives. This is unprecedented. So the fact that your woman looks at you with love and admiration as soon as you get home, that is in and of itself would be amazing to have that. Modern women today don't think that men should get that.
The second thing, she said, if you ever have something you want to say to your husband, you never call him at work. Let's say for argument's sake, your mother-in-law said something that you didn't like. You don't call him at work and say, you know what your mother did?
You certainly don't go to the place of work.
Oh, God forbid. You make
knock on the door and says, hold on, this meeting is done. I need to tell you something right now.
You make a beautiful meal. You wait for him to come home. You let him have his dinner. You let him decompress. After he's sitting and he's in a good state of mind, which is what Rabbi was saying, how you say things and when you say things. Then you say to him, honey, you know, this happened today and it really bothered me. I don't know if there's something you can do about it, but I kind of need to talk about it and get it off my chest, right? You have to make sure you create an environment that's conducive to him even hearing you.
Too often that we see in relationships nowadays is that as soon as a man comes home, the woman is trying to download all of her emotional stress onto that man right away, barely getting to the fact that he had his own day and things he had to deal with. And women today should understand that, especially if they ever worked or working women or even had a career on their own. They understand what it's like to be out there. You know, they understand the pressures and stress that's out there. If anything, they should understand how that man might want to come home and decompress. And the last thing that we as men really want to do is, after having the physical aspects of our job, the mental aspects of our job, the last thing we want to do is come home and have to experience like emotional turmoil on top of that, right? Because that's exactly what it is dealing with modern women, them downloading their emotional stresses onto us. And we already don't know how to process that shit. She brought it up in a way that's a problem, looking for a solution. Too often women the man comes home, they just want to rant, run their mouth emotionally about something, when we're solution oriented. We want to fix shit, and you all just want to talk. And sometimes we don't want to do that shit. So this is a great example right here.
The girl this day, not like before, like me. But now the girl want anything. Want this, want this, want this, want this. Roma, pick up slowly. Stone by a stone. And after come a big Roma. The girl must think like this.
Oh.
In the brand.
You tell him, eh?
No, he want, Mary, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. Where come from the money? I want this, I want this. When we marry me, no, we not have nothing. Just chair, little table, and little buffet. Not like this. And the bedroom, so 1 year should not be.
Yeah. So what's your message for the girls of this generation?
No good. That's it. No good.
Hey, Donna said something that stood out to me. She said that Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome was built stone by stone over time. And I'm going to tell you that that's the best way to build anything, right? If you just get something right away, you're not going to appreciate it. You're going to eventually take it for granted. But you don't take something for granted that you have invested a lot of time in. You don't take something for granted that you actually have to work for. You don't take something for granted that you don't want to lose. Nowadays, with the onset of, divorce and faultless marriages, people just they don't feel that investment is worth it. Because the women of today don't really care about building with a man and building a relationship and building a home and building a community. They don't care about these things. They care about themselves.
Unfortunately, we live in a society where men are not shamed. They do not feel shame. It's not to say that we are not shaming them. That society as a whole is not shaming the men of today. They just do not feel shame. They don't give a fuck. They don't care, okay? In fact, the more that you try to shame the men of today, the more shameless that man becomes. So in order for everything to be restored, for everything to go back to its rightful order of things, we need to begin reshaming women. Yes, but listen to me before you get in my comments and try to come at me, okay? There should be no reason in 2025 a woman can boldly state that she took another woman's man and is not collectively being told about herself by the collective, which is women. Because what do you mean you're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever app, literally making out a post talking about how you stole some other woman's man? We got the aunties that literally have gotten on TikTok talking about he don't want you, he want me, na boo boo. Mind you, they come from the era where being the side piece was a thing to be ashamed of. It wasn't something that was out in the open like that because niggas felt shamed. And because niggas felt shamed, less women was fucking doing it.